Hello. Today I wanted to talk about the dangers of online content creation. The one thing that I would say is that you stop drawing. I'm drawing too large. Writing too large. Now, I think it's incredibly important to draw every day, and sometimes, personally, I would see myself kind of reach uh, I would reach a point in which I would be doing stuff to make content and I would stop drawing. And I think that that really just hurts me. And I shouldn't do that. I always have to find a healthy balance of what I do. And a lot of the stuff that I do make, I always find it very meaningful. Like, I make stuff as I learn that I want to share with the world or otherwise document along with my journey. Thus, everything doing does help me, and it's an insight that I learned that I think I could share with someone else that I think could help educate you, myself, and the world. Um, so stopping drawing. If you stop drawing, that's just it's really bad. Like you got to do it every day. Like sometimes, if I do make a lot of videos, uploading them may take a day. So I would blow through a whole Sunday, and it would just be like, wow, I got through this day, but I didn't really draw all that much, and it's things like that that are a bit disappointing. The other thing is making too many videos or too much content. I sometimes think of YouTube as being a bit of a black hole in which I always wonder if a lot of my stuff does get seen, will it get seen, will it be hidden from people, and stuff like that that kind of makes me worry and kind of discourages me a bit. So a lot of the content that I make it with the idea that someone will see it and someone will benefit from it. But I also realized that if I do nothing but make content all the time, I will eventually either burn out from making videos or burn out from drawing. So I have to find a healthy balance of that, because sometimes I will have to admit to myself that like I can't make all the stuff that I want to in one day. 3. Not making lists. A lot of the videos that I make, this is gonna sound weird, but sometimes I may get like an insight right before I fall asleep, and I'll wake up and I'll put the note in my phone. Things sometimes just come to me at very weird times, like that, and I'm like, I'm kind of like, well, where did that come from? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget. So it's kind of like I like wake myself up and write it, then like yes. um, I don't know, just something I've noticed. The other danger, probably making unuseful stuff. Another thing I do worry about is, am I putting out, like, I'm not putting out stuff for the purpose of putting stuff out. I try to make stuff that I actually learn, but I always do worry if I'm putting repetitive stuff out. 5. So 5. In the past, I would make a lot of physical content, like whether it be downloadables or some type of plan to help people draw and get in the mindset for it. I think those things were incredibly worthwhile, but at the time, like as I'm kind of a bit of a starting off new YouTuber, I don't I love my following, but probably when I first started making stuff, no one like I put it out and probably it got no views. So a lot of my stuff has been kind of like shoveled to the into the black hole of not of the void. So I always wondered if people ever see it? Will people go on my website and rediscover it? Will it ever make an impact on people? And I hope it does. Like as I said, I've made everything for the purpose of that. So try not to be discouraged, which I think I'm good at. I'm confident. 6. Uh, yeah, I think a lot of the physical content that I made, like, it may have an impact in the future, but perhaps I was kind of making too much and maybe, like, it was a bit off topic. So maybe I would say staying on topic is important, as this channel is mostly about drawing, construction, and I do worry about getting off topic too much. 7. Not drawing for yourself. I know I said stop drawing. There's like drawing for the sake of practice and not drawing for, like, you want to draw for yourself, and I find that incredibly important. Like, it's okay to be selfish in some cases, and I would even recommend it because you have to be, because our main purpose in life was to create cool stuff, create, and if I am to give up all of that for the only purpose of making YouTube videos, well, that's not what I that's not what I set out for. So so I would say not being selfish sometimes. Now, if I had to list something else, I would say, well, a big one is burnout. I have been doing a good job at avoiding burnout, but I do realize that there are some days in which I'm exhausted because I have to wake up incredibly early. And those days, if I do try to make videos, I realize that the mistake factor is incredibly high, and my burnout factor gets a bit high as well. But more often than not, when it comes to drawing and making content for the purpose of video and me drawing in real life, I tend to not get burned out from drawing in real life, but sometimes making videos I do get a bit burned out from, sadly. I wish that wasn't the case, but probably no one in the right mind could be making a video or multiple videos every day. I mean, maybe you can if you do it for a full-time living, but the only time I really get to make videos is kind of in the later hours of the day, between the times of around 6 and 9. That seems to be like the good time that I'm able to do it. So I guess that kind of segues into the next bullet point. Exercising, or I would say it's a danger not to exercise. Exercising really helps reset my brain. Sometimes coffee can't do that, and I've learned for myself that if I make videos before I exercise, and then I exercise, and then I can make videos after I exercise, that's usually a good way to do it, because I'm able to really take advantage of of the exercise resetting my brain. So more often than not, when my workday is over, I would then make videos. Then after I get a bit tired of making videos, I would go and exercise. Then I would be able to come back and make more videos. But like I said, too many videos. I am probably making way too many videos. It's good for me to have a content schedule, which I definitely like to do. I also need to get feedback. So I would say another danger is not having a content schedule. And it always seems like the people that make a goal of putting out a video every day quickly get burned out. And I do try to make videos every day, but I think, like, more often than not, one's enough. The other thing is, just because you make a video doesn't include the process of uploading it and adding all of that meta information. So that is like a sink of time. And the problem with that is, as I've said in other videos about how I would spend an entire Sunday just uploading videos to YouTube, and it was just like, it's things like that. They're like, it's like, yeah, I could draw in between them uploading it, but it's like I have to constantly check to figure out, how's the video finished uploading, so I could schedule it and do all of that other stuff, and it's just incredibly overwhelming to do that. I feel like all of my attention is zapped and focused on uploading. So yeah, I think those are like the main dangers that I would say of online content creation. I guess have a thick skin, which is sad to say. But yeah, I appreciate all of my subscribers, and even you who may or may not be a subscriber listening to this video. It does encourage me. It does make me happy that there are actually people viewing it and not just the void. So yeah, I always do appreciate anyone there. And I can probably think of more things, but it's kind of hard for me to think of anything off the top of my head. But do worry, but do, and well, more not worry, but do keep in mind that there are dangers of doing this. Because originally, like, my plan was completely different. I was going to try to make a blog post and a related video every day. And it's just the sheer amount of time it takes to do all of that editing, all of the backlinking, all of that. I just, like, originally I was actually taking certain photos out so I can make, like, a non-video version. But I think a video version is really beneficial to everyone compared to the other version. It was also a massive time sink. Like, when I was doing that, I was just spending the entire day doing that before I would even upload it, and by the time I was done, it was like 9:30 p.m. and it was just, I was exhausted and I wasn't able to do any focus on my career. So well, I mean, there's my day job, and then there's my art career, and in that instance, like, during the time when I'm away from my day job, I try to think, like, how could I strengthen my art career by getting better drawing skills, focusing on that stuff. So I guess you could say 11, another danger is neglecting your art career. Because I found myself doing this, and it's just bad. I mean, I do a lot of things, in addition to online content. I guess you could also say the maintaining of my applications that I make. Most of them are free, specifically Drawsome, Thumbtastic. I think Drawsome 3 is free as well. Drawsome 2 is not, but the point is, sometimes I consider that online content creation just because it's a tool that I manage, programs that I've made solely and that I've released online. And if there's ever a bug with it, or if I want to add a feature, I lose a lot of time. Like, and the problem is, when I do that, I'm up until like midnight, maybe even later, trying to not only finish it, but then I would spend a whole bunch of more time compiling and going through the other process just to get it online on my Gumroad. So yeah, there are a lot of dangers, and I'm probably a bit abnormal when it comes to that because of the way I really stretch my brain with delving into art and programming, and sometimes I could switch between them in the short span of time that I have, but more often than not, I feel like you need to set aside large blocks of time for yourself to get stuff done. So I hope this kind of helps give you some insight into the things that I've run into, and just don't forget the main reason why you're drawing, okay? Because you want to do it, whatever that reason is, whether you want to do it for the sake of it, or whether you want to be an artist of some sort, which I would like to be. Just always keep that in mind. But it's a journey, not the destination. But maybe it's both. Maybe both interlap. So yeah, thanks for listening. If you have a question, please ask in the comments. If you like the video, please like it. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you for listening. Bye.